I believe things are going to have to get worse before they get better, as if that's possible.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie.
I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it.
Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for season 3, episode 12 of Greenleaf. We left off with Lady May being just as cold as an ice cube. She was asked by Grace, "Is Lionel my father?" And she told her, "I do not know." And she turned around and walked away. Grace followed her out of the sanctuary into the hallway, and she asked her again, and she responded the same. "Grace, I don't know. I don't know, but if you're going to use it against me, then just do it now. Don't wait and then do it later on in the midst of the church and all of this kind of carried on." I was like, May, girl, you are a mess. And you worrying about all the wrong things. Just a mess. And she told her, I would never do that. And she's like, good. Well, then I don't ever want to hear about this again. Excuse me. You don't get to play the victim, ma'am. You do not get to play the victim after you done ran around here with your hot box and had a baby and don't know who the hell the goddamn father is. You don't get the chance to walk around here and play like you are the victim. That May is something, honey. I said, oh, girl, you're too much. Too much. Let's switch. Carissa and Jacob. Jacob is basically going over, it's like the next day. So he's going over everything in his head, different scenarios and things like that. Carissa's just irritated as a whole. And she told him, what I'm getting from this all seems to me like you're more worried about Tasha than anything else. What about us? Not worried about that, huh? Just Tasha. It's a problem. He denied it. But he's like, no, Tasha's the link. Tasha can fix all of this. We can't do this without her. I've called. Basie has her phone, and she's like, but yeah, you worried about her. Well, you would be worried too if you heard the things he said. She's like, nah, really, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't be worried about the bitch. Really. So this is really just continues to drive the wedge. So then we switch over. We got Rochelle and Basie against Tasha, and they're sitting there, they're going back and forth. Here it is, they decide we're going to flee and go to Mexico. Since all this shit is blowing up, we got to get out of Dodge. We're ready to go to Mexico, and they're like, because they basically still saying he doesn't trust Tasha, swear that she might flip on him and all of this. So he tells Rochelle, I need some money. Get me some of the money, and I'm going to go do whatever it was he's going to do. Knowing him probably go gamble. Rochelle was telling him, that's not part of the plan, this and the other. He's like, just bring her to the old house out on, or the old place out on whatever road it was, and I'm going, and I'm going to see y'all, and we're going to go here, we're going to go. She goes up underneath the couch, baby, and pulls it out. She got all Bishop's money. All of it. There never was an account. There never was an investment. It was all fake and phony. And she got all of the money that Bishop actually gave her to invest. She got it all. A mess. A complete mess. She gives Basie some money. And then she's telling Tasha, get your goddamn clothes. Let's go. Get your shit together. Just bullying her a lot. And it's just a whole mess with them. They kind of vicious, them too. But again, Macy, I believe, is up to his old tricks. Macy is just kind of, he got a gambling Jones, and he got an issue. So Bishop is sitting down with Gigi and the lawyer. And the lawyer says, there's one defense that we can actually take. And that's basically for Bishop to claim senility. And Bishop, he proud. He's like, baby, I'm not going to tell nobody that I'm senile. I'm not going to do that. Had these people looking at me crazy. I'm still trying to run the church. Ain't no way I'm going to tell them I'm see you now, see you later. I'm not getting ready to tell them that. And they're like, if not, you could go to jail. He said, listen, the Lord gave me a vision. And he asked, do you believe in visions? And Gigi said, he said, now be truthful, because the Lord is listening. And she said, I don't know, Daddy. I don't know. He said, well, then I'm not going to tell you what the vision is, because you won't believe me anyway. But I had a vision. The Lord gave me a vision for the rest of my life, and it didn't include me being in prison. I said, all right, Bishop. So Zora and Isaiah, they're getting into it a little bit. He's got her doing everything, working on stuff for the internet, for him, working in social media, getting his clothes together, just everything. She says, you know what, listen, being as though you don't want to let me go to Spelman or any of that, what you can do is you can put me on payroll. I can't go to school. Well, you can give me a job. You can get it, put it up there where I get paid from your label. Oh, I'll run it by the label. But just do what I told you to do. Get my clothes together. She's like, oh, so now I'm getting your clothes together too? So I said, shit with them is great to blow up. Moving on. Cora Lee calls Rochelle. And she's telling her, you know what, my kids are with a foster parent. I don't believe that that's the best place for them. I'm going to go over there and get my kids. I'm going to go and get them. And she's like, you can't do that. It's going to mess up your whole case and all that. And she says, I got to do it. I need money, Rochelle. And I can't call Grace because I know Grace won't understand. She told her, listen, stay put. So Jacob and Grace actually get together. They're actually staking out outside of Cora Lee's house. And the next thing you know, here comes Tasha and Rochelle. They go under the top. So they're talking and everything, and then the next thing you know, there's a knock at the door. Well, first Tasha said, can I use your phone? And Rochelle grabbed her all by, keep grabbing her and yanking her and pushing her. Grabbed her and told her, we ain't going to be rude. You don't need to use their phone. Sit down. So there was a knock at the door. She gets up. She goes out to the door. While they were sitting in the car, Jacob and Grace, Jacob was going over, because Grace had asked him the hard question. Are you still in love with Carissa? Do you really like Tasha? What the fuck is really going on? Tom, you need to grow up. What's going on? And he was talking about her smile and the way she sleeps and her cheekbone and all of this, and realizing that he really does love Carissa. I said, that's sweet. Let's get to it. So they go in, bust into Cora Lee's house, and Tasha runs to Jacob. She's like, Jacob, this, that, thing, and the other. Rochelle was like, she basically set her up. Cora Lee has set up Rochelle. And Rochelle was like, what is this? And she's like, do you believe? She said, first of all, I didn't believe her at first, but now I do. This and that. She said, guess what? Your kid's mother is nothing but a lying, murdering bitch is what you are. And I mean, that Gigi stepped in front of her, because she's going to get over there and get the yanking and pull on her. Gigi stepped in front of her and told her, this is over. You let it go and you stop talking to her like that. She got to going back and forth. And Rochelle told her, me and you are nothing alike, Gigi. Nothing. Because, see, you had the money and you think you're some kind of a saint. Here, I'm a sinner and knows that I deserve to go to hell. But no, you think you some type of saint and everything like that. She said, no, I'm not. She said, whatever, girl. It is what it is. On that day of reckoning, what do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to be on the right hand of God? You or me? She said, I hope we're both there. She said, you're a whore. And Gigi jumped up there and said, what did you call me? I said, ooh, don't like that one, huh, Gigi? And she said, I know what you did in Phoenix. I said, girl, what you doing down to the Phoenix, honey? Rochelle went on and left out of there. She left Tasha. Tasha asked her, are you okay to talk to the fans tonight? She's like, yeah. Got all that together. Let's go back to Zora and Isaiah, baby. They ain't got into it. Zora is getting ready to leave. She tells him, I'm out of here. I'm going back to Memphis. I did everything I needed to do for you, and I'm done. I'm going back to Memphis. I don't like how I'm being treated. I'm not liking that hose on the side. None of that. I'm gone. He got to getting all nasty with her and smart and telling her, you ain't going nowhere, and this, that, thing, and the other. Then he yanked her up and grabbed her all up by her neck and slammed her on the counter. I said, there you go. I knew he was going to whoop your ass. But, baby, something that got up in Zora's crawl. She jumped up, baby, and grabbed Isaiah by his head and gave dookum on the end of the counter. I said, uh-huh. Yes, Zora. She banged his fucking head. Dookum at him. His hands fell back. I said, uh-huh, punk ass. He looking at her like, this bitch. She's like, yeah. She said, I'm out. Then she put on her camera and said, we're live. And you're going to watch everybody watch as I'm leaving here. Right, Isaiah? And she left. I'm going back to Memphis. Maybe she pulled up out of there. He gonna tell her before she went live. Told her I should have told her that she was boring, that she's a boring lay, and told her that I should have put it in your cousin like she wanted me to at the beginning. And not to make me remember all these problems that you had, Zora. We can't feel but so bad for you because you actually did steal him off of Sophia. If y'all remember back, Sophia liked Isaiah and Zora took him from her. So you took her, you say she saved the bullet. She dodged the bullet rather. And you bought a good ass whooping. See how that works? Karma's a bald-headed bitch, honey. Anyway, moving on. So Lady Mae and Bishop gets into it. They still going back and forth. She talking about she ain't leaving. He said you is leaving. Then he told her, you know better than me. The things I've done, no worse than the things you've done. Admit it. She just looking at him all stupid. I said, yeah, girl, because you know you got a hole. You ain't got skeletons in your closet, girl. You got bones all in your shoes, all in your suit jacket pockets and everything else, girl. You a fucking mess, Lady Mae. So that was a whole mess. Connie had an actual interview earlier with a man. They're sitting up interviewing pastors to come up in there and take over and stuff. I said, child, this is a mess. But the pastor and Grace actually had a little talk. And this happened after Aaron and Grace have gone and gotten blood tests. They've gotten blood tests and they're waiting on the results. Pastor Bishop and Grace actually have a talk. And he was telling her, you know, I've been a fool all this time and I wasn't listening. I was just doing, you know, flying by the seat of my pants and being prideful. And you loved me through all of it. And I love you to death. And I just want to thank you. And it was so touching. And he was crying and putting his forehead on Gigi's forehead. And I was over here crying. And it was just stupid. And he was just so, he told her, I'm proud of you. I've been proud of you. You've been the apple of my eye since you were a baby. And I said, oh, all of this, honey, just to find out that she ain't yours, honey. This is going to be a mess. I said, oh, my God. So all of that was going on. You can see it was terrible. It was terrible. Jacob and Carissa actually are having a conversation. They don't know their baby's on the way home, honey. And she told him everything. He was saying, you know, I love you. I want you to sit down and talk to you. She's like, it's too late to talk because you know I've come to a decision. I don't want you no more. I want a divorce, this, that, and the other. And he was like, no, Carissa, don't do this, don't do this. And just at that point when it was getting to a head, baby, Zora walked in the door, baby, and I got to crying again, honey. Because Jacob ran over there and grabbed his baby, honey, and Carissa was like, I said, well, that's it for the divorce, honey. Perfect timing, Miss Zora. Congratulations. You just saved your parents' marriage. So I said, here we go. Like I said, it has to get worse before it can get better. But I believe Zora coming home just saved her parents' marriage. And then, after everything that got done, baby, when Miss Zora touched down in Memphis and got off that plane, who was there to pick her up, baby? Sophia. After all that you've done and all that you said and the way that you acted, honey, who is there to pick you up? That same first cousin, honey. I said, that Sophia ain't gave up on you yet. Sophia loves Zora. She does. She truly loves her cousin. I said, well, look at there. Look at there. Child said, oh, y'all wearing me out in here today. I was ready to run out of here, y'all. So this is too much. Then I'm looking at Aaron and Grace, and I'm looking at them. I never really pay Aaron that much attention. That Aaron is fine. That Aaron is fine. I said, Aaron, you got bronzer on, bitch. He was looking some kind of good to me. I said, oh. And standing up there with Gigi, I said, yeah, baby, they brothers and sisters. Look at them, just as fine, honey. I said, come on through, y'all. I said, this is too much. But anyway, so then we got all this going on. May up there preaching. I'm looking at her like, bitch, I don't believe a goddamn thing you're saying. Pretty dressed, though. Charity sang, her and Patty were singing. I said, I hate when they make Patty do lip syncing. It sucks. And the girl that plays Charity, she sucks at lip syncing too. Just let her sing, because she can sing. So just let her sing. It's really her vocals anyway. Let her sing. That lip sync is horrible. Anyway, May is up there just preaching, and she's the day of reckoning is today. It is today. I said, look at all that goings on, and you up there lying through your fucking teeth. You don't realize that you ain't lying. The day of reckoning is today. But you don't really mean it. You up there lying. And then Basie that ran up in there on Bishop and pulled a gun. And baby, when I tell you, the best sermon was actually going down in the Bishop's office. Bishop was sitting there talking to Basie. He was saying the shit that need to be said. Basie saying, the only way to get you back, but he said, I don't know what type of covering you got over you, old man, that nobody can get through. He said, I try everything to get through to you. The only thing that's going to get through to you is to kill your ass. He said, because I don't know if you sold your soul to the devil or what it is, because I know you're not good, so it couldn't be an actual covering. You had them sold your soul to the devil and nobody can get through to you. He said, but I'm going to kill your ass. Bishop was like, no, you ain't going to do that. And the bishop was talking to him. So you're a man of God. No matter what you done or how we got here, you understand and you believe in God and you believe in his word. And said nobody could preach the way you do, Basie, and don't really know God and all that. He was breaking them down, baby. That Basie got to crying. I was like, come on, Bishop, talk. You better speak, Bishop. He had said everything he had to say. And then Basie just like, he wasn't trying to let it go, baby. And you saw Bishop just like, he like just gave up and went ahead and got his soul right with God and was like, come on, let's go. Whatever. It is what it is. And when Bishop closed his eyes and lowered his head, I said, oh, no, no, honey. And that's where they ended. I was like, oh, he better not shoot the bishop. If he shoots the bishop, honey, I'm going to be so angry. Just too much. And this ain't even the finale. The finale's next week. I'll see y'all there.